Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to review a free role-playing game called Mazes and Minotaurs. But first, I would like to thank the Outsider68 for inviting me to join a collab channel, the RPG Discussion and Review channel. I'll be uploading this video to that channel and to my channel as well, of course. This is the first collab I've ever been invited to join, and I am much appreciative. Now, I've never been a huge fan of the old school movement that's happened in the last couple of years. I've tried Castles of Crusades, Labyrinth Lord, Mutant Future, Sword and Wizardry, and all of them did exactly what it said on the tin. They captured the old school feel. And frankly, I lived through the old school era. I was there when it happened, because I'm as old as dirt. So for me, I didn't really feel a need to return to that. I'd been there, I'd done that, I didn't want the t-shirt, and frankly, I think that the games of today are superior to the games of yesteryear. So the whole old school retro clone thing hasn't really been my cup of tea. Now there is one out there I haven't had a chance to read yet, and that's Dark Dungeons. Samwise recommended it, and I'll be eventually printing that up and reading it because I can't read a 300-plus page document on the computer. But Mazes and Minotaurs has really impressed me, and I'm hopefully going to be able to explain to you why. Well, this is the game. It comes in 4 separate books. Again, it's free. You have the Player's Guide, the Maze Master's Guide, the Monstrous Compendium, what do they call it? Creature Compendium, and the M&M Companion, which is kind of like the under arcana of M&M, Mazes and Minotaurs. And this is really a game aimed at the people who like the sweet spot of low-level role-playing games. A lot of people really find the E6 role-playing game intriguing. Now, the E6 game is, if I can remember, I'll put a link into the show notes for this. Is a game inside the 3.5 OGL, where you don't advance past 6th level. You still get to acquire certain abilities, but your hit points don't go up, and things like that. So that kind of danger at that level sticks around, and you don't end up becoming really powerful and none of that wushu demigod stuff at higher levels. And personally, I like the wushu demigod stuff, but I realize that there are people out there who don't. And this game, Mazes and Minotaurs, is really aimed at that aesthetic, because you cap out at 6th level. Okay? Now, there are 3 general categories of classes. We have warriors, magicians, and specialists. Amongst the warriors, we have Amazons, barbarians, centaurs, nobles, and spearmen. Otherwise would be known as hoplites, the Spartans. Magicians, elementalists, lyricists, nymphs, priests, sorcerers, and specialists, hunters and thieves. So, from these names, and from the title of the game, Mazes and Minotaurs, you could probably figure out that this game has a Greek base. It's mythic Greece in all its glory. This is the game you can use to play Jason and the Argonauts, Clash of the Titans, all the great Harryhausen films from that era, Hercules, all this, the sandal games. This is right here what you need to play that with. The basic attributes there are 6. Not a shock there. Might, which is physical strength, skill, adroitness and martial training, wits, alertness and cleverness, luck, good fortune and divine favor, will, resolve and self-discipline, and grace, charm, and appeal. Each class has 2 primary attributes, which you have to have higher than all your others to be able to play in each class. For example, Amazons have skill and grace. Most of the classes have some kind of gender requirement. For Amazons, you got to be female. Barbarians are always male, but I didn't really see a reason why you couldn't play a female barbarian. That's just me. Centaurs are always male. Female centaurs don't adventure. Elementalists can be anything. Hunters can be anything. Lyricists, it can be anything. Lyrists, sorry. They do have lyrics, but they play lyres. Nobles can be either. Nymphs are obviously always female, and there's different kinds of nymphs. Priests or priestesses, either gender. Sorcerers, either gender. Spearmen or hoplites, they have to be male. And thieves, which can be either gender. Then there are some derived attributes, some melee, missile, initiative, defense class, and your hit totals are all based off of your main statistics. And then you have some saving throws, athletic prowess, danger evasion, mystic fortitude, and physical vigor. And this is all one level of derivative information. It doesn't go any further than that. So it's not overly complex. This whole section covers like 3 or 4 pages. So now, what do I like about this? It completely captures that mythic Greek. It's no generic fantasy setting, okay? This isn't pseudo-Europe. This is fantasy Greece, mythic Greece. It's very simple. There are 3 kinds of armor, okay? Breastplates, helmets, shields. That's it. Each one gives you a +2 bonus to your armor class, to your defense statistic. All right? All the weapons except for daggers do the same damage, die 6. Daggers do die 4, unless you're a thief and you get the drop on someone, but it also does a die 6. If you're a warrior, you have a chosen weapon. Obviously, a spearman's going to choose spear. And if you use your chosen weapon, when you roll your die 20 to hit, you roll 2 die 20 to hit. You keep the better. I like that. Simple mechanic, no flat bonus. I think it's very appropriate for a world where fate plays a big, big part. Now, because of this, the whole concept of this being a low-level game in many ways, not a lot of hits in this game. For example, a pterodactyl has 24 hit points. A Morlock has 4. So it's not difficult for a person to really wade their way through, monster, which is a great mythic feel. The number of attacks you have is based on your size and the number of heads the monster has. So a medium person can attack 1 medium character or 2 small characters. A large person can attack 2 medium or 4 small. And if the large creature has 2 heads, they get an additional attack. It's all very simple, very basic. The companion guide has an additional class, the Shapeshifter, which is actually a fairly decent build. All the magician classes have 3 to 6 powers, each having a spell point cost. You get a certain number of spell points in each level, and you recover them in different ways, like Sorcerer's Sleep. The people playing their lives play their songs, and they get their power points back. It's all very flavorful and very Greek, and it fits in perfectly. There's an encumbrance chart system, which is very simple. Your helmet, it's 1 point. Your sword, 2 points. Your breastplate, 2 points. And you can go up to a certain level. After that, you're fatigued. All right, you're encumbered. You don't have to worry about things like how much rope you're lugging around and things like that. This game has just got such a wonderful feel to it. It's free, it's not a hard read, and the designer notes are very entertaining. Highly recommended. I really enjoyed this, even if it is old school. So go get yourself a free copy.